India calls it POK and Pakistan calls it Azad Kashmir. But here's the question nobody is actually asking, that how did a part of Jammu and Kashmir actually end up under being Pakistan's control? Because Pakistan did not just wake up on one random morning with POK on its map. So the story goes back to 1947. So India had just become independent. Jammu and Kashmir was a princely state ruled by Maharaja Hari Singh. He initially wanted to remain independent. But in October 1947, tribal fighters from Pakistan's side, supported by elements of Pakistan, invaded Kashmir. They advanced towards Srinagar. The Maharaja sought India's military help. India's position was first legally accede to India. So Maharaja Hari Singh signed the instrument of accession on 26th October 1947. Indian troops were flown into Srinagar and the first India-Pakistan war began in 1947. Then comes the turning point where today's map begins to make sense. By the time fighting stopped under a UN-backed ceasefire in January 1949, Pakistan controlled part of the former princely state while India controlled the larger portion. That division eventually evolved into today's line of control after 1972 Shimla Agreement. India calls the Pakistan administrative territory Pakistan Occupied Kashmir (POK) and regards the entire former princely state as having legally acceded to India. Pakistan disputes India's position and administers areas it calls Azad Jammu and Kashmir, while Gilgit and Baltistan is administered separately. So POK isn't just a simple patch of land on the map. It is the unfinished legacy of partition and the 1947-48 war. But why does this territory matter so much today? Because if you look at the geography, to the north is the China and to the west is the Pakistan. And through Gilgit and Baltistan runs the China-Pakistan economic corridor connecting China's Xinjiang region towards Pakistan and Arabian Sea, which goes till Quadaport. So today, this dispute touches not just India and Pakistan, but also China's connectivity, military strategy, and the wider geopolitics of South Asia. So when you look at the map of POK, don't just see it as another disputed border. For India, the story begins with a simple historical fact. Maharaja Hari Singh signed the instrument of accession in 1947, and what followed was a war and a ceasefire and a divided Jammu and Kashmir, a division whose strategic consequences India still faces today. Now with the Pakistan and China both part of the equation, for India, POK is not just territory. It is actually about sovereignty, security, and the unfinished chapter of 1947. Share this with an Indian who should know the story of POK, not just its location on the map. Hope this helps. Follow for more geopolitics. Jai Hind.